Cutting the apple, okay? Cut it in half. Get the ends off like that. Then get the seeds out. Pushing the knife down like this, around in a circle. Yeah, just like that. Same with this one. Getting that out. Getting that out. Getting the seeds out. Okay. As long as you can feel there's no little hard parts. Because if there's hard parts, there's one little right there. You're going to taste that because that's part of the seed. And now it's nice and soft. And nice and soft. Now take your little slice peeler and peel down. Or down around pretty quick. This peeler here takes very little skin off, which is wonderful. And you take your apple and slice them. There you go. Same with this one, peeling it. Slicing it. Okay. I'm making a fresh apple cake. Apple season time, so use apples. Start off with, I'm going to put 1 cup of vegetable oil in here. In my pan, my mixer. 1 cup of vegetable oil. To the 1 cup of vegetable oil, I'm going to add half a cup of apple cider. That's good. Make sure it's not gone bad. Well, if it has, it's okay because the alcohol burns off anyway. Half a cup of apple cider. I'm actually measuring today. Okay. 3 eggs. Turn your oven on to 325. It's going to be a slow oven. Slow and warm because the cake's going to be in there. It's going to be in a bundt pan. This is a bundt pan. And because it's so thick, it takes a long time to cook through. So it has to be a lower temperature. If it were thinner, it would be a quicker temperature. 2 cups of sugar. Two cups of plain old sugar. Okay. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Baking soda. This is not horseradish. It's my baking soda. I buy baking soda in the 4-pound bags, huge bags, because you use it on your teeth, cleaning the sink, cleaning countertops. Baking soda with a little water will do amazing things for cleaning. Amazing things for cleaning. So I want in here, I'm going to have a teaspoon of baking soda. It helps, it makes it rise. And then, just to make sure it rises, I'm not going to use salt. I don't like to use salt in anything. I'm going to use a teaspoon of baking powder. Didn't have to, but I'm going to anyway. Oops, a teaspoon. There we go. Around a teaspoon. You don't taste this. A half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Cinnamon, half a teaspoon. Not too much. Don't want to overpower the apples. There we go. And half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Nutmeg smells wonderful. Oh, it smells wonderful. Oh, reminds me how to make some baked egg custard. Egg custard is delicious with nutmeg on the top of it. I'm going to make some of that. No carbs, hardly any carbs in that either. come up with a recipe for that. Okay, now put this in my mixer and mix this up. And that's done, that's done. I'll do this yet and this yet. That's done. Okay, enough. Now, we've got it for a cake. So now we're going to add apples, which I cut up yesterday, and we're going to add raisins and flour, okay? You could also add walnuts, chopped walnuts, but I'm not going to add chopped walnuts, okay? So I'm going to put in, let's see, 2½ cups of apples. That's more than 2½ cups, but I like apples. So put this down here. We'll throw in the apples. Yep. And I'll use them all. A really appley cake. And we're going to put in flour, 3 cups of flour. All purpose. Must be the flour or the cinnamon. Whew. Okay, 3 cups. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's mix this up, see how this looks, see what the consistency is. That wasn't very, I love these things. These are so wonderful. They're solid silicone, and they're pliable and yet they're sturdy enough to scrape stuff, and they don't get hot and they can withstand high heat. Wonderful. Put this down here, scrape the sides a little bit to get the flour off the bottom, and you see it's, to me that's the consistency is too wet still. Okay. What the heck is that? Oh, that's my oven. Okay. 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 Oh, that's pretty good consistency. Okay, we'll show you in a minute. Now, my husband loves raisins, and he doesn't like nuts. So we're going to do the raisins, we're not going to do the nuts. We're going to add a new package of raisins, too. We won't use the old dry ones. Okay. And we're going to use ½ cup of raisins, 1 cup of raisins. I don't know about that. We'll use... How many raisins? I'm not crazy about raisins, but he is, so that's enough. That's enough. That's probably about 2/3 of a cup of raisins. All right, bring that back up. Slowly stir it. Now, to me, it still looks mucky. What I mean by mucky, it's too runny. To me, this looks too runny. Too runny. It needs to get a little thicker, so I'm going to add a little bit more flour. A runny dough, you want to have it almost add more flour, about that much more flour. Maybe a little more, about that much more flour. You don't want it runny, because it will never bake. It won't bake through if it's too runny. Gee, change of weather. So now I take this off of here. Not as clean hands. Only way you get this off here is by your fingers. Only way. Of course, if you have too much flour, then you get a dry cake. So there's really a happy medium. And there's a cup of oil in there, which will keep it moist. And then the apple cider in there will keep it moist. And the apples, when they cook, are going to get it moist. Yes. So they're going to get rid of some of their liquid. Okay. See the consistency? So that's a good consistency. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to put this in the bundt pan. Man, this is heavy as a rock. Okay. Tricky how you do this. You gotta go swing it around because I can't really swing the bowl around. Swing it around again. I just took the cake out of the oven, and how do I know it's done? Taking a toothpick. I'm going to stick the toothpick somewhere in the middle and see if it comes out clean. Comes out clean. There's no wet goopy on it. If there's no wet goopy, it means it's dry. It means the cake is done. Now we'll put some cream cheese frosting on it. Now, a lot of people have trouble getting cakes out of bundt pans. I do too sometimes. If you don't spray them a lot with the vegetable spray, they get stuck. So, easiest way to do it, now this is a little warm, it's still warm, a little bit, so you shake it, turn it and shake it until it starts, you can hear it coming loose. Okay, I think it's loose now. Now what you do, you can either take it like this, put the wire on it like this, and flip it over, or you can just flip it over yourself, like that. It was quite a trick. Now you got to get it back over the other way. So, you get it. Now put it like that, and flip it over. That's how you get it out of the pan, okay? And see, the pan was nice and oiled, so nothing stuck. I'll wait till it cools, and I'll put some cream cheese frosting on it. Okay, the cake is cooled. Never put frosting on a hot cake. It won't work. And our cream cheese frosting, this is the consistency now. Nice consistency. It's, I still got some sugar in there. I guess more stirring. Golly. Wonder why I have such big muscles, huh? Okay. Okay. Now, because it's nice and creamy now. See, nice and creamy? Okay. So what you want to do now is just put it all over the top. I'll put a blops of it on here, and then I'll smooth it out with a knife. You don't want too much frosting because it'll take away from the taste of the cake. So let's do that much right there. And we'll take our knife. And that's it. That's our apple cake. You can add a little more frosting if you want. Yeah, you can put it down the sides if you want. But that's about it. That's it right there.